I was expecting to come in being one of the youngest guys here, and I felt like I fit in with everybody. That was a little bit of a shock to me.
You thought everyone would be older?
Oh yeah, because that's how it is in my market now.
All right, we've got Nice Nick from Virginia. I call you Nice Nick because every time I look at you, you're just like smiling, ready to go. I guess we connected first here on our 5:45 runs down to the river in the morning with a nice group of guys here in the morning.
Yeah.
What brought you to the Contractor Coalition?
A last minute invite, believe it or not. I had reached out to Brad asking him some questions like I typically have done. And he asked, because I guess there was a last minute dropout, and asked if I wanted to come. And I said, absolutely. So quickly booked a flight and got out here.
Amazing. Well, that's pretty good last minute. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What, so had you even heard of the Contractor Coalition before?
I had, yes. Yeah. And I saw that there was a lot of good information that I wanted to get a hold of, but just wasn't financially able to make it happen. But last minute invite helped.
Love it. You and I were chatting, in between the sessions, and just, you have a big job that you're working on right now. And it was kind of fun because when we first met on Friday, you were telling me a little bit about it. And as the weekend sort of progressed, I'd check in with you and say, hey, how does, when you go back next week, what does this look like? Everyone is going to apply what they've learned to their business, probably right away. But in your case, you've got a client that you're meeting with this coming week. What are some things that have changed or that you've even heard here that you're going to apply to that meeting to win the job?
Well, even just the way that we structure our pricing for it. We're going to do cost plus, but even just knowing what I'm actually able to charge. So that way, again, I'm covering all of my costs without having a super small margin and, not being able to finish the job due to lack of cash flow. Yeah. So that's one big thing, is just knowing how to price the job better in order to make sure that the project finishes.
Have you been able to, you've got this big job that's kind of on your mind, to be on my mind. Yeah. And so it's certainly no fault with that. Of the things that you're hearing, how much of it are you looking at of I want to build my business this way for the next 6 months, the next couple of years, versus I'm just locked and loaded on this client I'm meeting with. Anything that I hear right now is just simply, kind of laser focused on that one next step.
Yeah, I don't know if this necessarily answers your question, but I know I definitely want to bring on more folks to help make sure that little details for a big project don't get dropped. And listening to everybody talk about how they're setting up systems and establishing a team to manage the day-to-day for projects is something that I want to basically start executing on immediately as soon as we get back.
How would you describe the types of builders that are here, or sort of their outlook and sort of their temperament?
They're all very similar mindset to me. They all want to grow. They want to make their business better. They want to be top tier in their market, which is exactly what I want to do as well. So it's exciting and refreshing to be able to come into a community like this and be able just to pick brains with other like-minded people that we're all wanting the same thing, and we can kind of feed off of each other as well.
Is there anything that sort of surprised you about these 3-4 days that you're like, wow, I didn't expect that?
The age. I was expecting to come in being one of the youngest guys here, and I felt like I fit in with everybody. So that was a little bit of a shock to me.
You thought everyone would be older?
Oh yeah, because that's how it is in my market now. Is I'm the youngest builder doing a luxury product, and so everybody else is at least 10-15 years older than me. But being around here, and it's a lot of these folks are my age as well.
I think it's kind of inspiring because you hear a lot of the narrative in our culture and in our business is that we're in an aging out, especially the trades specifically. You hear these numbers of whatever the numbers are, 6 plumbers go out, 1 master plumber takes their place. And, I think the same is true, just broad spectrum builders as well. But you're right. I think when you're around a community of younger, growth-oriented businesses, like, you leave very encouraged that our industry is got a bright future. And a necessary one. I mean, I think home builders need to be more applauded than they are, because we serve a vital function for, everyone in the world, but specifically the United States. There's a lot of our tax structure and things like that is really based around owning a home. And we're sort of at the epicenter of how we can make that, whether it's affordability, whether that's just creating a home for our clients, whatever kind of our angle on that is. But it deserves to be celebrated and encouraged, because we need more.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree 100%.
Yeah. In the future, do you think the coalition is something you'll come back to?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah. And what are the reasons why you'd want to come back?
Just to kind of keep freshening up on new things, because I have a focus in certain areas that, this particular item is something that I really like and really enjoy. And so I'll spend more time studying that, educating myself on that. But then coming here, I get to meet with other folks that study in a whole different area that can also help my business, and we can swap information and, grow together.
You had mentioned, I think this morning over breakfast, that one of the sponsors that you had met, and as one of our presenting sponsors, that you were talking with them, and even this big job that we're referring to, that you're going back to, you're like, oh wow, this person can help me right now. Can you allude to a little bit of what that conversation was about, or that relationship that all of a sudden whoa, this is going to be a bigger help than I thought?
Well, for me, I've always looked at construction as being very relationship based. And it's always been very frustrating dealing with suppliers, and you try and get a hold of them, and they give you a support line to call, and you get an automated voice system that's click 1 to go here, click 2 to go here. And just knowing that this partner, I could call them up directly, and I'm getting a person, and we can immediately solve any sort of problem. And it is very exciting, because this project that we've got going, a lot of tile, a lot of natural stone, and just knowing that they'll be able to help immediately, and they want to keep that personal relationship with their builders, is really exciting, and really something that I look forward to.
Yeah, I love it. Appreciate your time. Great to meet you, and we'll see you at the next coalition.
Sounds good. Absolutely. Appreciate it.
If you're interested in attending the Contractor Coalition in the future, please head to contractorcoalitionsummit.com or follow us on Instagram to find out more.